Hello, Eric. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Are you excited for the showcase tonight?
Yes. Very excited. I'm tense. You see it? I'm like a ball of tension right
Just
now.
gotta breathe.
I gotta do my deep meditation.
There you go.
Exactly.
All right. Now, I really wanna. What made you want to do a showcase tonight with Ignacio and Satellite Sky? And
This is like probably the second or third time that we've done this, and the idea behind it is to really invite everybody out from the music industry, our fans from all the bands, and just have a night where we can, really just showcase and show everybody's talents off, and hopefully get, a lot of the music industry here to take notice of what's going on and what we're doing. Each of the bands are having like major successes in their own way. Ignacio just came back from the successful tour of South America. He became, the ambassador for World Vision. Satellite Sky just finished their debut EP, and they're working on a full length now. And I'm finishing up my new record. So it's kind of cool because everybody's at different stages right now of what's happening, but it's a very exciting time because everybody's kind of like moving really forward. So it's really cool.
right on. Are you originally from California?
No, I'm from Miami. I'm originally from Miami. Yes, I'm a Miami boy, and I came here like about 6 years ago now. And always wanted to be here. It's a place that always attracted me, and I've been coming here for many years prior. And besides the weather, it's just a very creative energy that you have here. So you have actors, producers, and directors, and so I kind of feed off of that, creative people. So what better place to be in a place where you can walk down the street and the person next to you is an actor or actress, or everybody's in something in entertainment. So it's exciting.
Right on. Were there any obstacles in Miami or in Los Angeles or moving to?
Yeah, Miami was a big mecca for Latin music, which ironically, it's ironic enough because I'm working with a Latin artist now after many years, so what I tried to get away from came back to me, but it was in a much more obvious positive way. But Miami has a really great music scene, but the problem is that it's had such a stigma for Latin music and like hip-hop, and not that those music or genres are bad, because I love all those genres, but for somebody like me that's the rocker guy, Miami was not the place to be. So I needed to kind of move to where I had more of that element, and so it was the best decision that I made. I kind of accomplished everything that I could possibly do in Miami. I got to open up for huge bands there: Aerosmith, Kiss, Dave Matthews, all these really big bands. But it just, I came to a plateau, and I kind of needed to get out of that element. So I came here, and then things just really started snowballing.
Just started transitioning in the way that it should have been transitioning right on. How did your family feel about you moving to California from Miami or pursuing music in general?
Yeah, well, my parents have always been supportive. I've been playing since I've been 6 years old, performing and stuff, so they had always been very supportive of what I was doing. I think they're obviously, like any parents, nervous at first. You're leaving the state, and actually my family now is kind of spread out. So like my father's still in Miami, but my mom and my other close part of my family are in North Carolina, and then I'm here. So it's very hard for me because I'm a very family-oriented person. I'm a mama's boy, and I have to have that family part of that. So I'm constantly going to visit them, and so, but it is hard. It was a big sacrifice that I had to make, but I think ultimately it was for the best.
Right on. Do you have family yourself?
I'm sorry?
Do you have family yourself in particular?
No family. No, I'm a single boy. I mean, have a girlfriend and stuff, but yeah, I mean, just, single and no children or anything. So.
Yeah, just focusing on the music. Music's your live.
Exactly, yeah.
Right on. What brought you to this genre? Since you said you like rock, you're more rock and roll.
Well, I mean, I listen to everything, but I think what attracted me was just because I grew up listening to all these bands, Kiss, all these really spectacular bands, and so that kind of always attracted me to want to do that. And although I grew up in a house of R&B and soul, I mean, I grew up with Stevie Wonder, Otis Redding, Earth, Wind & Fire, so I had a lot of that different elements of music in my house growing up, which was great due to my mom and my father. My father was also a musician, and so growing up I had all these things coming at me, but rock was what really attracted me, the whole theatrics of everything, and so that's kind of what I lean to. But I love all music, and and I'm so thankful for my family to bring me up with all that great music, because that influenced how I am, the things that I love. So
right on. For the generation now, I know they're kind of been music that I wouldn't say are very inspirational to the young generation, because they have, you know, little boys and girls running around half naked. You know, you got Nicki Minaj. Let's just not even talk about that right now.
Right.
Like, what is your intake on the younger generation and the music nowadays?
I think that, I mean, there's a lot of great music in every era. So there is great music that's coming out in this era. I just think, for me, it's fewer and fewer. I think we need to get back to where musicians learn how to play their instruments and learn how to not just do everything from a computer. I think it's more an organic thing to learn an instrument, pick that up, develop yourself as a musician that way. So there's pros and cons to all that kind of stuff, but it's good. I mean, there's stuff that's out there that's really cool, you know, and you'll find that in everything. So
yeah. Right on. Now, I was asking earlier, how do you feel about art being taken out of schools?
I think it's terrible. It's like music. I'm a very big music and art advocate for music. I do a lot of speaking at schools and stuff, and I actually many years ago worked with VH1 and Behind the Music for the Save the Music thing, and I would go and speak to students about, you know, all this stuff with music, and it's really sad that they've been taking away all the music in schools, and I know it's happening too with art. And we need to kind of get back to that. And actually, I'm working on a new idea that's going to be something where we do go and tour the schools and try to introduce the music business and the different elements of what you can do. Because I think a lot of people just look at musicians, and there's so many other careers that you can pursue. You know, you could be, you know, a producer, you can be, you know, a guitar tech. I mean, there's so many different fields within the industry that people don't usually know about. So, you know, one of my things is really to kind of be an advocate for that and kind of let people know. And really try to bring those programs back into schools. That's been the big thing. So yeah, it's very sad that that's happening, but I'm hoping that that could all change.
Mm-hmm. Right on. Are there any other projects that you are working on right now?
I'm working on another project called Symbiotic Nation, which is a big entertainment idea that I've had for many years, and it's starting to kind of take shape now, and it's a really big idea. It's like almost like I'm trying to create the Google of the music industry. I'm trying to create a new, improved version 2.0 of like the music industry. So I'm working with some really big people and very creative minds in that whole experiment, and it's slowly starting to take shape. You know, we're gonna have a record company, we have a music publishing company, but we also have many different elements that are going to be coming out of that. There's going to be a movie aspect where we're going to be developing movies and stuff for film, reality programming. We also have a gaming part of it where we're going to be developing games for like the future consoles, like not only PlayStation and, you know, Nintendo, but any future consoles that might be coming out. So it's really involved with everything having to do with entertainment, not just music, but just all the elements. So it's really exciting for something like Crown Rebellion that really supports all that stuff. That's kind of where that whole project is leading. So that's going to be something that hopefully maybe in the future we can talk about more. So.
Well, yeah, that sounds really that sounds intriguing for me. Yeah. Now, for those who have been musicians or who are out in California, because I mean, you know, California is a musician state. I'm not even lying, musician state. A lot of them are trying to make their way, trying to make a break, trying to be heard, trying to just pretty much survive. Is there any advice that you can give to those?
I would say, you know, a lot of people want to come out here and move. It worked for me to come here and move, to be in the element that I needed to be in. You know, I think you could become a very big fish in a small pond. It really just depends on how motivated you are and how much energy that you have to put towards something. But I believe anybody can make it out of anywhere. So my thing is that if you have a belief in yourself, I know it sounds very cliche, but if you really believe in what it is that you're doing, you'll find a way how to make that happen, no matter what it is. You know, I'm still trying to find that way. It's like, I always feel like my philosophy has been, I'm running a marathon, not a race. So I'm like on the 15th mile now, and I'm getting to that 16th mile and going on and on. So that's kind of what my whole focus or philosophy has been, that I'm not running a race. I'm not rushing to get to the end. Like, I think a lot of bands and artists now are just like trying to get that quick thing, and my thing is to develop a career. I'd rather have a long career than have this kind of flash in the pan type of thing. So, and that's what I'm trying to do with all the artists that I'm working with. So.
Right on. Where can people, your fans, find you?
They can find me on my website, ericknightonline.com. You can also find me on Facebook, facebook.com, erickknightonline, Twitter at eric_knight. and everywhere else, probably on the internet.
All right. Well, thank you, Eric. I know, we got some stuff going on tonight, so I want to get you so you're not. You can relax. Thank you for this opportunity.
I can breathe again.